Yeah, but how did you have the confidence to know that you could start teaching people about sex?
Yeah, so after finishing my PhD, I got this job as a professor. So I was teaching relational communication and sexual communication. My confidence, I would say, came from two aspects. One is my own sexual awakening journey. I've done a lot of work to become a sexually confident person that I am today. I was very sexually anxious before, and anyone that knew me from my early 20s would know that. So I went through my own journey as well in sexual awakening and doing everything I can. I saw a therapist. I started meditating. I started journaling. So I was doing a lot of things to improve myself. But at the same time, the confidence academically came from preparing for, a semester long lecture for the sexual communication class. And it starts, this lecture starts from the very beginning of sexuality. What is sex? What is gender? What is sexual orientation? And all of that. And then it goes into your sexual debut, which is a new term for losing your virginity. We no longer say that because it's a negative connotation.
Really?
Are you dirty and awful now that you lost your virginity? It's not true, right? So now we use sexual debut, which is a lot sexier. Like, when was your sexual debut, Lopez?
17.
Okay, yeah. So like I was about 16, going on 17 as well. That's the average age of American kids' sexual debut. So yeah, we talk about sexual debut. I have to review so much research in order to prep for these lectures for the whole semester. So my confidence, a lot of the knowledge, confidence come from that.
Okay. So how did you come from Thailand to here? Was it for go to the university, or that's how you got started? Okay.
Yeah. So I came here for school.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Man, so how did you let's move to the TEDx talk. How did you get into that? Did you want to do that, or was that strategically planned, or what?
I have always wanted to share my studies in like a public speaking setting. And I think TED Talks I love them. Like every time I go to the gym, I watch one. And when I'm on a treadmill, like time flies when you watch something on YouTube. Like you can watch this show, The Love Can't Wait, right? Like time flies. So working out is easier. So I love watching TED Talks. And one of my dreams growing up was like, I want to have my own TED Talk. So when the opportunity came by for TEDx, I jumped on it and I said, yeah, like I want to do a TED Talk about my topic, something I'm passionate about, which is sexual confidence. And I was lucky because I just got finished. I just finished that study that was based on 5,002 subjects, participants. I just got done with that. So I was like, oh, wow, I have a really cool data that I want to talk about. Can I do a TEDx on this? And that committee was like, yeah, talk about sex. That's cool. So I was really excited to have a platform where I can talk openly and honestly about sex and my sex study.
That's great. Someone has to talk about a lot of this stuff because, a lot of times talking about sex coming from a guy's point of view, people are kind of like, a little too much. But when a woman talks about it, they lean towards it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I can see that. I can see how like male sex coaches are like, it's harder to approach them versus like female sex coach.
Yeah, I don't get into details about sex very often, but I will. If someone asks me a question, they say, "Hey, have you ever went to this kind of party?" I'll be like, "Yeah, I've been there." Or have you ever met this type of woman? I'm like, yeah, I have. But I don't. But I notice when I get into details of what happens, then it's kind of like, oh man, you're kind of out there.
Yeah.
But if it's a woman saying the same thing and she's going into deep details, is people respond to it very differently,
Yeah. I mean, they still think it's out there, but they think it's more relatable. Like
Exactly.
on my podcast, I talk about like my experience going to sex parties here in Los Angeles, in New York, in London. I talk about my experience at sex clubs, and like we have an episode on sex clubs 101s, like what are the do's and don'ts. I talk about my experience in a threesome. I talk about a lot of sexual experiences, trying to normalize a variety of sexual experiences because I think it's okay.
Yeah, I think that I'm not a real big fan of sex parties. I'm not, because at least the ones yo. Back at you with another episode. Smash, share the video and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Yep. We back at it, man. What another late night show. My camera is acting weird, man. The camera's acting weird, man. I don't know what's up with it. If it don't act right, I'll get rid of it. I got plenty of cameras in here. you know. But hey, man, we're gonna make it do what it do. But smash the like button, share the video, and even if you hear the playback, smash the like button, share the video. So this video was brought to my attention by a dude that he got this girl pregnant, and the girl had an abortion, and he didn't know nothing about it until after the fact. So, he wanted to know my opinion of it. He didn't really go into details of what she said after the fact, but basically, she aborted the baby and didn't tell him nothing about it until it was done. And I told him, man, I said, look, man, she didn't want to have a baby for you, would you? She's just not into you like that. That it could be that. In certain situations, man, if a woman is into that guy, she wants to be with that guy, she's not going to have abortion. That happens. Then you have the other situation where the woman is looking for a come up. She's looking to she's planning ahead. She's thinking that she can get that child support money for 18 years from this guy because she knows that he can afford to pay the child support and take care of the kids and all that good stuff. So she's using the kid as leverage. That probably happens more often than the latter, than the first scenario. It happens. Some women use the kids as leverage. The kids are in to a means, a pawn in the game. It happens. But for his situation, I don't think that was the case because he never knew that she had the abortion until after the shit was done. You know? So that's when I was like, yo, bro, you know, she just wasn't into you like that. And that's okay. That's okay. You know, I said, yo, she did you a favor because she showed you who she was and she showed you where you stood in her mind. Because if she really wanted you to know, she would have told you in advance. She would have told you as soon as she found out she was pregnant. But she didn't because she probably didn't want to hear what you had to say. Because she's just not into you like that. That's okay. That's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of guys. Every woman you meet is just not going to be into you like that. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. But the game is here. This is the game. This is what I do. I recommend you do what I do. No. I recommend you do what I do. You know why? Because it works. It works. It hasn't failed me yet. You know what I'm saying? It works. The game is hang around the women, spend most of your time around the women that are into you like that, that have a high level of attraction towards you like that. Those are the women that you want to spend most of your time with. It could be one woman, or it could be more than one woman. But you want to spend the least amount of time around the women that they just ain't feeling you like that. Maybe they look good, smell good, nice to hang out with, but they really ain't into you like that. And you know why? You know, then you might say, well, how do you know she ain't into you like that? She probably never been to your house, or you probably never been to her house. You probably don't know very much of anything about her as far as getting personal or whatever. You know, you probably don't know, you probably never seen none of her relatives, including her friends. Friends, family, you don't know, you know very little about her. Even though you've been around her for months, years, but you never seen any of her friends or any family members, you know, and there's a good chance she wants it to be that way, you know? So you can spend a lot of time around somebody, but you really don't really know them. Yeah, that happens all the time, you know? So that's how you know they're not really feeling you like that. Somebody that's really feeling you are going to be open. They're going to reveal things about their family, their parents, brothers, sisters, if they got kids, you know, if they got a dog, whatever they got, the woman is going to be very open. You know, she's going to be open for questions. She's going to talk about herself. You can ask her all kind of questions. You can ask her, hey, you ever had any plastic surgery? She'll be very open. Because the woman that's really attracted to you, like really, really high level of attraction toward you, she wants it to work out. She wants to get to know you. She's interested in getting to know you. So your job is to not to blow it. You know what I'm saying? And I use an example of with Donald Trump. I use Trump as an example. You need a woman like Trump. You know how Trump he had these rallies all across the country, and all these people show up. All them good old boys and them good old girls show up at the rally. That's the type of woman you need, like that. Their belief. These people that show up at these rallies, their belief is so strong. You can't change their damn mind for nothing. That's the type of woman you need. It don't matter what nobody says to that woman. It don't matter what nobody says to these people that show up at the Trump rally. They down. That's the type of woman you need, with a strong belief like that. And you might think, hey, it's far-fetched. That ain't ever happened to me. No, I met women that were like that. And they still around. Some of them still around me to this day. You know, there's some women that will walk on the ground that a man is stepping on. Because that's the level of attraction she has towards that man. That man has put something inside her. Woo, shit. No, he's giving her something that she probably never had before. I don't know what it is. It could be a lot of different things. But he's definitely done something to her, given her experience, or maybe she learned something from him that she more than likely haven't gotten from any other guy in her life. You know? So that's where that level of attraction and respect comes from. So if he picks up the phone and says, hey, I need this and need that, she'll bend over backwards to do it. Even if she has to take off work. Even if she has to call her girlfriends and say, hey, something came up. I got something else to do. Oh, shit. You know, she'll change her plans to be with that man. That's what I mean when you said when I say you need a woman like Trump. The belief is so strong, you can't say nothing about Trump that's going to make these people change their mind. Damn. I mean, the belief is strong, man. You know, Trump got die-hard fans, man. And you can be just like that. You can have women just like that. I saw my brother had women like that all over the country when I was young. I'm like 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. And this is before cell phones, by the way. Cell phones were out, but it wasn't like they had the big block phones, you know, back in the day. You know, but he didn't have no cell phone. You know, them shit were too expensive back then. God damn. This one, I'm like 9, 10, 11 years old. That's how long this has been. So the only phone was the home phone, analog phone at the time. Most people had the the rotor phone. It wasn't no push button phone really like that back in the day. But you turn that motherfucker with your finger, a rotary phone. You know, I'm showing my age right now. You know what I'm saying? But people were calling for my brother at my parents' house all over the country when I was growing up. I mean, it's all kind of different women: white women, black women, Asian women, Latin women. And well, they weren't even calling them Latin women back then. They were called back then. They used to call them Orientals. This is in the 80s. Nobody's saying no Latin women or none of that. They used to say you're Oriental, white, or black. That was it. That's how long I've been living. I remember when, the stuff that people say today, people weren't saying that like 30 years ago or 40 years ago. Is it like a different language back then? But my brother was like that. So I've seen it with my own eyes. He had like a cult like following women. I mean, every town he went to, he knew women. Him and his best friend, Odell, they were like everywhere. They went everywhere together. My brother, he ended up passing away. You know what I'm saying? When I was about 11, he ended up passing away. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to him. But I looked up to him. I wanted to be like him. He had a huge impact on me, and still to this day. But I'm not half of what I'm maybe half of what he was at this point. But he was a very creative guy. He was a barber. That was his day job. He was a artist, like a painter, and a mechanic. So what he used to do, he used to make most of his money with cars. So he used to build custom made cars for people or repair them or whatever. I'm talking about inside out, and from the inside of the car to the outside of the car. So mostly the cars were, old school classics. So he used to paint, candy paint, and he used to buy the rims, and all that good stuff, man. From top to bottom, basically. So that was his main thing, fixing custom cars. And that's what made me thought I wanted to be a mechanic at one point. But when he passed away, I kind of got a little salty. I didn't really want to do that no more. You know what I'm saying? Because he passed away, and like I said, he had a huge impact on me. So, man, but check this out. When he died, people were still calling my parents' house 3 years after he passed away. Well, let that sink in for a second. He died, and 3 years later, people still calling the house after the funeral. God damn. This is before cell phone now. This ain't like cell phones like today. Like back in the day, you could count on one hand how many people had a cell phone back then. The home phone was the thing. That's all we had, basically. Unless you had a satellite phone, and ain't too many people had that either. because they were expensive. But I'm like, damn. I mean, this motherfucker had bitches everywhere, and they were bad bitches too. There wasn't no scallywags or no hood rats. Wasn't none of that shit. Wasn't none of that shit. And I'm a kid looking at this shit because he used to take me around because they used to do a lot of car shows from different towns, from Columbia to Florence to what's the other town? Andrews to Myrtle Beach to Greenville, Charlotte, even in Florida. Miami, Daytona Beach, and all that shit. So I used to be with him sometimes when they were out and about, meeting these damn women and meeting different people. And I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers got it going on, man. And they making money at the same time now. And it wasn't just all about the women. The women just came by default. But doing these car shows, they're winning money in these cars. They're having car shows, plus they're putting their cars in the car shows, and they winning. Damn. So that shit was impressive to me, man. As a young kid, I'm like, damn, man. Wasn't nobody else like that in our neighborhood. I'm from a small town. Wasn't nobody else like that. Wasn't nobody like him in our neighborhood. Nobody even close. And you got to think about it. At the time, he was only 25. He was only 25 at the time, doing all this shit. Oh, I'm like, damn. Shit, man. If I could be just half of what he is, oh man, that's all I need. I ain't gotta be a celebrity. This is how I was thinking at the time. I ain't gotta be famous. I mean, I just gotta be able to do half of what he's accomplished. I'll be fine. Damn. And he passed away, man, and it broke my heart, man. Broke my heart, man, when he passed away. I still think about him to this day, man. But man, people tell me that I look like him when I go back home. Even some of the women that knew him back in the day tell me I look like him when I go back home. Or they'll say, hey, you look like somebody that I used to know a long time ago. And I'll be like, what's his name? And they'll say, Ray. I say, Ray who? And they'll say the last name. I said, well, that was my brother. And they're like, oh, okay. Now that makes sense. Yeah, So it's a small world, man. But that tells you the impact and influence he had on men and women back in the day. And like I said, people were still calling 3 years after the funeral. They didn't even know he passed away. That's what's crazy. And the funeral was packed. Damn. This is the closest thing to the Trump rallies that I ever seen. I mean, like, this shit is crazy. As a matter of fact, when my mom used to answer the phone, when people used to call and they say, hey, can I speak to Ray? And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, Ray, he passed away like a year ago or 2 years ago. Some of the people couldn't believe it. They was like, oh, this is a joke or what? And like, no, she's like, no, I'm serious. He passed away like 2 years ago. And they say, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that," or whatever. So some of the people thought it was a joke. I'm like, what? You know, it should be like that sometimes, man. I mean, if you ever had some of your people pass away, or your parents might have passed away, or your grandparents, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes, man, you might be in denial. Shit is hard to take sometimes. That's how it is, man. Shit is hard to take. Especially in my family where people live to be 100 years old, over 100 years old in my family. Like my grandmother's sister, the youngest. Well, no, actually, she's not the youngest. It's the brother. But my grandmother's sister, she's the only sister left. She's 98 years old today. And her brother, he's like about 90. I think he's like 90, 91, something like that. So it's the only two of them left. And people live to be so old in my family. Now, I didn't really have to think about nobody dying until the last, 10 years of my life, really. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it was so hard for me to take and come to grips with, you know? And like, shit, the damn funeral was like a Trump rally. Like, God damn. Could you imagine, man? You having so many women around you. You're 25 years old. You got women all over the country that know you, that call on your phone, that's willing to come fly and see you. It's women that used to fly from California to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, to meet my brother. This isn't in the 80s now. This ain't no 90s shit or 2000. This in the 90s. This in the 80s. 1985, 1987, late 80s. There wasn't no internet back then. Nobody had cell phones like that back then. This is 85, 87. There was a different world back then. So what I found out that most of these women he was meeting them on Myrtle Beach. He was just spitting at them on Myrtle Beach. And he used to meet a bunch of them at the car shows. Florence, Kingstree, Columbia, Charlotte, Raleigh, Daytona Beach, Jacksonville, Miami, wherever the car show was at, basically. That's how he was meeting all these men and women. So I'm like, damn, I want to be down. I'm a kid looking at all this shit. It blew my mind. I'm like, damn. And he went, and it wasn't even about the money for him. It wasn't even about the money. They weren't like, they was just having a good time. The people that they were hanging with, they had money. Everybody had money. Everybody had money. There wasn't no hood rats and bottom feeders around. Everybody had money that they were hanging around. They wouldn't even. Well, I don't know about that. I'll leave that one alone. Man, you need a woman like that with a strong belief, like the people that show up at the Trump rally, man. You be like, damn. Especially in this day and time. In this day and time, where people are easily influenced, where where single women tell other single women shit that keep them single. Shit. Having a woman with a strong belief is damn near mandatory. Damn near mandatory today in North America. Shit. You know? Like for real, for real. Yo, smash the like button. Share the video. I'm gonna put the link in here, man. Anyone wants to come on, man. I'll put the link in here. Join. Yeah. Conversation. You know, it's almost yeah, join the conversation, man. Yeah, it's like just never, you know, it's like, you know, I seen a lot of things growing up as a kid, man. You know, it's like sometimes it's a gift and a curse, I think. You know, it's like it's good to expand your mind and explore, but sometimes, you know, some people will say that when you expand your mind and explore and have different experiences, it gives you an unfair advantage. It does, or it can, I should say, but you can't. If you like the experience, you're not going to be able to go back the way it used to be. You're not going to be able to go back the way things used to be, and you're probably going to have a disconnect in some ways with the people that you have around you. It might be a subtle disconnect too, because I give you an example. If the people around you been home all their life, haven't traveled anywhere all their life, but you have traveled quite a bit, well, they're gonna have a very different way of thinking versus you. You know, I remember Dick Gregory said something a long time ago. He said, once you put them magic glasses on, you can never take them off. He said, once you put the magic glasses on, man, you can never take them off, man. You know, it's a wrap. You can't go back the way you can't unsee what you've seen. You cannot, you know, once you take that trip, you took that trip already. Once you had that experience, you had that experience already. You know, I had a guy, I think this was a woman, said, you cannot unsuck that dick. And a woman said that, man. I'm like, you crazy. She said, it's the truth. You can't unsuck it. I'm like, well, yeah. I never thought about it like that, but yeah, that's a good point. You know, everything in life is push, pull, or yin yang. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, man. You know, that's pretty much how it is, really. You can resist, though. A lot of people resist. A lot of people resist. They don't want to go. They're like, no, I don't want to go. I don't want change. I want things to stay the way it is. They said no resistance is futile. That's what some people like to say. No resistance is futile. You know? But imagine having women that imagine having a cult following of women that were like Trump. My cabana. Think about it. Imagine having a group of women around that's like that. You know, you show up, you know, you show up, they're down for whatever. You hang out with them on the weekend, they're down for whatever. Or they show up at your house, or maybe they from out of town, or maybe she's from out of town, and they're down for whatever. Whatever you want to do, they're down for whatever. How would that make you feel? You hanging around women that down for whatever. When I say down for whatever, I mean down for whatever. How would that make you feel? Oh shit. How would that make you feel, man? No, a lot of guys haven't had that experience before. How would that make you feel? You're around a woman. She said, whatever you want to do, I'm down. You like, damn. You down for whatever? Yeah. Shit. You know, but like I said earlier, it depends on the relationship you have with that woman. Depends on her level of attraction towards you. That's what it's gonna really come down to. It's all about the relationship you have with that woman. That's what it really comes down to. And there's no way of getting around that shit either. Even if you paid her to do some crazy shit, it still ain't the same. It still ain't the same. It still ain't the same. A paid relationship versus a natural, organic relationship, it ain't the same. Don't get it twisted. Don't think just because don't think money only go but so far. You can do what you want to do with your money. I don't tell no man what to do with his money. But don't get it twisted. Don't be thinking it's the same type of relationship. That's a transactional relationship versus a natural, organic relationship. No, it's not the same. No. I remember I had a woman tell me, this is years ago. I think I was in my early 30s at the time. And she said something, boy, that I never forgot it. And she was kind of out in them streets. She was kind of out in them streets at the time. She was outside, if you know what I mean. She said something that was very important to me, man. It wasn't really important, but it just, I never forgot it because no other woman, I never had heard no other woman or man said this. But she said this: I fuck with you because I want to. I fuck with the rest of those guys because I have to. I'm gonna say that one more time. She said, I fuck with you because I want to. I fuck with them rest of them guys because I have to. I never forgot about that shit, man, when she said that. You know, because you know what, she was out there. You know, she was out in them streets. You know, she was living that life. But she never crossed me like that. She never asked me for no money, never told me I had to pay for anything, no bills, none of that. You know, one night she all she did ever did, if anything, is say, "Hey, take me to the store." That's it. And when we got in the store, she's buying me stuff at the store. She never asked me for no money. Never. Never. But I seen her ask plenty of other guys for money. I seen her do shit to other guys. I'd be like, you hard, you raw. Yeah. But she's like, hey, I'll never do that to you. You know? And see, there's a certain level of respect she had for me. Even though she was doing her dirt out in the streets, she said, I'll never do that to you. She said, I respect you too much to treat you like that. You know? And actually on my birthday, check this out. Check this out. I'll tell y'all, check this out. On my birthday, well, actually, I told her, I think I probably told the story before. I don't know if I don't know if I said it publicly before, but I think I said I think I might have said it in the Patreon, you know. But I told her, well, I actually told her that my birthday was coming up, right? And like a week in advance. And she said, hit the Cash App, hit the Cash App. So she said, what you gonna do? And I was like, I don't know. I got to think about it, right? So she's like, okay. She's like, I'm gonna come down here and break you off on your birthday. Now, I thought she was bullshitting when she said that, but she done it. This is the first time she ever said anything like this. I thought, man, you come on, whatever, man. So now we got 6 days before my birthday now. So it's like and you got to remember, at the time I wasn't working. I wasn't working a job or nothing. I just got out. I'm on unemployment at the time. I just got out of the Navy. I'm on unemployment for like what? I don't know, 4 or 5 months now. So during the daytime, I don't got nothing to do because I don't know my way around the city. So I'm like, I don't really know where to go. I don't know my way around. So she lived downstairs and I'm upstairs. And at the time, my cousins were living upstairs. I'm just there because, you know, like I said, I don't got nowhere to go, really. And I'm thinking about moving up here to Charlotte at the time. So it's 3 days. 3 days go by. Then another 2 days go by. So I got 1 day left, right? Before my birthday. So I think one of my cousins went downstairs just to visit her, right? So she said, hey, where Lo at? Where Lo at? That's what they call me. Where Lo at, right? She said, oh, he upstairs. So she sent word to her through her to tell me, hey, tomorrow, hey, I'm gonna break you off, right? So I started laughing. Oh yeah, whatever, man. Whatever. You know, I ain't. If it happens, it happens. But I don't got nothing to do anyway, so it don't even matter. Whether if she's lying or not, it don't even matter. So the next day is my birthday, which is a Tuesday, right? So it's like what, 1 o'clock. I hear a knock on the door. Boom, 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 boom. All right, about probably like 1 o'clock, like boom, 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 boom. I'm thinking it's the police, right? I'm thinking it's the police. I'm like, who the hell is somebody knocking hard? I open the door, it's her. And she was like, oh, happy birthday. And she was like, hey, I'm coming back in an hour and I'm going to give you some of this pussy. So she left, came back an hour, and it was on. It was on, man. I think we went at it for like an hour. And she was a small, petite woman. She was small and petite. And at the time, she's older than me. She's way older than me at the time. I'm 26 at the time. And she's like 37, 38, 30. I think she's like 37, 36, 37 at the time. You know? So we went at it for like an hour. And then I think we afterwards, she said, what she said? Oh, I wore her out. And she said I was too big. She didn't tell me this to my face. She told my cousin this. My cousin, I had two cousins that were living there at the time. There was a woman and a man. She told my cousin, said, I was too big and I wore her out. And she probably won't do that again. Or if she do it again, it's probably gonna be a while. Yeah. So the funny thing is, it was my birthday the following year, and she tried to do a threesome, but that didn't work out. The other girl didn't want to do it, so it didn't work out. You know. But I wasn't really feeling the threesome anyway, to be honest. But she tried. The other girl wasn't feeling it for whatever reason. I don't know. You know, I don't know. I didn't really dig deep into it like that. But yeah. So these are the type. I'm not saying you need to do what I did. I'm not saying you need to have a threesome with women. But I'm saying you need to be around women that are down for you like that. That's the point I'm trying to make. You need women that have such a strong belief. Nobody can say anything to them about you that's going to make them change their mind about you. That's the type of women you need in your life. You know what I'm saying? That's the point I'm trying to make. You know, you don't need no woman around you that ain't really feeling you like that. You know, now if you want to hang out with them type of women every once in a while, hey, I get it. But don't put too much stock in the women that ain't really feeling you like that. That's all I'm trying to say. You know? And don't get into what a lot of women be. Don't get into what how a woman is talking.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
Talk is cheap. Pay attention to her actions and what she does more than talk. Anybody can talk a good game, especially in America. You know. But yeah, man, that's about it. in this episode, man. That's about all I got. I think I got my point across pretty well. You know, hopefully you got it. And hopefully the people that's gonna see the replay, they'll get it as well. So hey, don't forget to check out the Patreon. You know, Patreon fire, yo. Don't forget to check out the Patreon, man, and the Love Can't Wait podcast. And that's about it, man. You know. And subscribe. It's your first time being here, man. Subscribe. You know, hit the little bell below. And check out the Patreon. Like I always say, man. I'm out. Peace. Did you like that video? If you want more of that, it's right here. Boss Life Secrets on Amazon.com. And share this video. Until next time, I'm out. Peace. Did you like that video? If you want more of that, it's right here. Boss Life Secrets on Amazon.com. And share this video. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.